Hi there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is ELA mini lesson number 25. So we are going to get into more compare and contrast as you can see above. So let's get started. Here we go. All right, we do a lot of comparing and contrasting in our ELA lessons. We usually do it after we've read two texts. So when you compare and contrast, what you're doing is you are comparing, looking at how they are alike or the same. So some clue words or examples are also alike, to, and, like, similar, same, both. So compare means to find out what they have in common. If we're looking at our Venn diagram right here, what is the same about the text or anything else that you're comparing? And then what we do is we contrast. So when you look at how they're similar, then what you do is how they are different. So how they are different. Some clue words are although, however, unlike, but, not, different. So in our Venn diagram, those are the things on the opposite sides, okay? So what we're going to do today is we are going to compare and contrast two different texts. And what our graphic organizer is going to do is it's going to focus our attention on where we're going to compare and contrast. We're going to identify some key structures and events and details in each of the texts to see how they are similar and how they are different, because already we can understand that they're probably a little bit different. So grab your stuff and let's get started. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna practice comparing and contrasting, so grab your Spending Time and Money magazine and your homeschool packet, and we are gonna turn to the mini lesson number 25. And let's read the directions first. The directions say, after reading Making Choices and Let It Grow, compare and contrast the following categories. So we have right here is different categories that we're going to compare and contrast. So we know things that are similar and different, but what these categories are going to do, like I said before, is going to focus our mindset. So remember, Making Choices was kind of two little readings that we did, and then Let It Grow is that informational text. So let's look at Making Choices first, since it's the first option. So turn to Making Choices, which is on page 4 and 5. And the topic that we're going to do is text type. All right, so remember Making Choices, we had a couple introduction paragraphs, and then we had this 2-cents Benjamin Franklin explanation. And what they did was they called it this word proverbs. Timeless sayings. Okay, so we're going to focus on this text type is proverbs. Now on this side with Ants and the Grasshopper, it's by Aesop, we luckily have this in the corner. We're not going to focus on the informational studies part. What we're going to focus on is the text type that it is. It is a fable. So for Making Choices, we actually have two different types. We have proverbs and we have a fable. Okay. Now we're going to go to Let It Grow, which is on page 6 through 9. And luckily for us, it tells us right here in the corner, informational social studies. So we will write that down. And I might just say informational because I don't have enough room. All right, so if we were to compare and contrast, are the text types similar or are they different? They are different because this is informational, this is proverbs and fable. Okay, let's get into the language. So the language is, we'll go back to Making Choices. So the language is kind of the words that they use, okay? The language mostly focuses on how the words are written out. So waste neither time nor money, make the best. If a man empties his purse in his head, right here, it's not very scientific. It's not really descriptive. What it is, it's more literary, where it uses imagery and items like that. If we're looking at Ants and the Grasshopper, we're looking at dialogue, we're looking at repetition, and we're looking at rhyming words. So when we're talking about these two things, we're not using like scientific words. So for language, what we're going to do is we're going to call it literary, okay? So when we're saying literary, we're meaning it's more fantastical, it's not as informational, okay? And then when we're looking at Let It Grow, we're going to look at the language here. One local business, blah, 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 blah. What this text is doing is it's informing us of information. So when we call this language, we call it formal. Call it formal because it's somebody explaining something to you very formally. Well, this is more literary, using sayings and different imageries and stuff like that. So are they the same or are they different? They are different. Okay. All right, so the next category that we're gonna talk about is how does the author support their ideas? So what does the author use to support their ideas? So going to making choices, what we have Benjamin Franklin, and what he does is he writes a book that has proverbs or timeless sayings in them. So he just uses important sayings to get his ideas across. Looking at Aesop, what happens is he gives a moral to the story or a lesson. So for the making choices aspect, what they do is they have timeless sayings, use wisdom and morals or a lesson to teach, for the author to teach their ideas and support their ideas. So we're going to write that down. And then we're going to go to Let It Grow. So what Let It Grow does is, let's look at the first paragraph. It says, one local business, blah, 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 10 years. Today, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, lists more than 8,000 farmers markets, and the number keeps growing. Why have these markets become such a hidden consumer choice? So what Let It Grow is doing by Lisa Benjamin, which she is supporting our ideas with, is facts, right? We have 8,000 farmers markets, we have the 1980s, and we have USDA to give us statistics about the different types of farmers markets and what makes them successful. So we're gonna write statistics from the USDA and experts. Oops. All right, so we are now going to get into so copy this down. And then let's get into the author's purpose. So the last category we're going to do together is the author's purpose or message. So why is the author, for making choices, why is Benjamin Franklin and Aesop writing these stories? So remember, Benjamin Franklin is talking about money and hard work, and the moral of the story here is talking about you need to prepare and you need to work hard in order to earn your money. So what they are doing right here is they are teaching us life lessons by working hard and saving is a good economic choice. Remember, going back to our essential question. All right, so the author's purpose or message, go ahead and copy that down. So the author's purpose and message for Let It Grow by Lisa Benjamin is talking about farmers markets, informing the reader and saying that farmers markets is a good economic choice for people to make. So informing readers, farmers market is a good economic choice for everyone. So copy that down. You can pause. All right, and then we're going to get into text evidence. So that's where you come in. Text evidence that supports the author's message. So what text evidence for making choices talks about the lessons in working hard and saving money? I want you to write down 3 details here. And then same thing for Let It Grow. Where do you see that the author is informing readers about farmers markets? Write down 3 key details. Do that now. All right, and the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to answer the question on the bottom. We have to read closely. Are you ready? Choose the sentence that is a proverb. Remember, a proverb is a timeless saying. So it's not a statistic or a fact. It's a timeless saying. Underline the sentence you chose. So on this page, you need to underline which one you chose. For your homeschool log, what I want you to do is type, copy, and paste the line that you chose. So you're underlining the sentence. So the first sentence is this one. The second sentence is this one, and this one. Go do that now. All right, that is it. That is how you compare and contrast two texts on kind of the same topic, but a little bit different. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you out. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye, everybody.